Hello everyone! Today we are going to be talking about the fire elementals that currently don't exist in the original game. So this includes Krillby, Edamame, Yelmut, Incisaur, Bicineraus, Dromedary, and Candelabra. So all of them monsters currently are not available in the game, and we also have our triple elementals. We cannot forget them. Those are Frumble and Souza, so them are yet to come as well. So we have quite a few monsters there, and I know a lot of you care a lot about these monsters, and I really do too, and it would be cool to see them in the original game. I understand that they mean a lot to fans, and especially because of my love for Wullaby, so I can empathise with you all there in that regard. Like, I know where you're coming from. So anyway, so we're going to be talking about that and why I think that more fire elementals are going to be coming. So obviously the three elementals, the two remaining free elementals will be coming on Magical Islands, I believe. Within the next two Magical Islands, I would expect to see Frumble and Souza make their appearances in the original game. I know many of you are fans of Souza and Frumble, so that is really cool. So you have that to look forward to, but then that raises a question. Seeing as the Fire Islands have ended, how are we going to see the quads? And it's impossible to see the quints. Now let me discuss why I think it's a great idea that the Fire Islands ended. Whilst I absolutely adored the Fire Islands, and I would have liked to have seen more Fire Islands, I think it was a good time that they ended them. When they ended the Fire Islands, they ended it at a time where most of the Fire Elementals had already been released onto the island. So there wouldn't have been much point into going into more Fire Islands, except from the song. And they would have been really cool, obviously, as well. But I think they ended them at a really good time. I know I'm sparking a bit of controversy here, because lots of people love the Fire Islands, and they wanted to see them revived, to be honest, as soon as they heard that they were going away, because Big Blue Bubble has commented that we are not going to be getting any Fire Islands. Go and watch my video on that if you want more information and details on that. But other than that, we are not going to be seeing any more Fire Islands. So that raises the question, how are we going to see more Quad and Quint fire elementals that we've not seen before? Because it's impossible to see them, isn't it? That's what the general conspicuous is along the community, I would say, at the moment. Anyway, so we're going to be discussing about that. Right, so in regard to the monsters that are left, we all know that to even have a single quad, it would take a whole Fire Island, and we would only get a single new monster. Whilst we are getting magicals now and everything, it kind of demeans the meaning of Fire Islands. I mean, why would we get just one new monster when we could make things more unique and have other new monsters like the magicals are doing right now? On each new island, there's a diverse and new, unique cast of 8 lovely magical monsters, and we get a new fire elemental as well. So that is absolutely insane. Now, how I think they should go about the new fire elementals coming into the original, if they do decide to put them in, because I think they really perhaps should think about it, because fans really love the fire elementals, and it would mean a lot to them if they were put in the original game. Now, if you don't know, the Celestials were put in the game, sort of, they are in their baby form, so it sort of counts, it sort of doesn't. I would say 90% counts, sort of something like there, but anyway, so the fire elementals that are remaining, essentially, they can't be on Fire Islands, like we've just said, so what would actually happen? Now, I want to propose a new idea out there. I think we should have a new sort of concept in the game. I think we should have a fire escape. For the rest of... I'm just codenaming it a fire escape, by the way. Like, it's an island for the rest of the fire elementals to go on. I think we should have something like that. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the remaining monsters for Dawn of Fire are actually mostly percussionists. I mean, you have Yelmut and Bicineraus, but most of them are percussionists, like Krillby, Edamame, Incisaur, Dromedary. Oh yeah, there's Candelabra as well. They're vocal. So we do have quite a few percussionists and vocal ones there, so that really mixes things up. I think we should get a new island. Now, whilst I am really unsure how they would go about the mechanic exactly for setting up such a unique island, I do think it's something that would be really cool if it was added. Whilst it is a really hard concept because there's not many ideas I can think of on my own. Obviously, I have not put extreme amounts of thought into this, but something which I did think of was the lack of rewards for the Book of Monsters currently in game. When you complete the Book of Monsters, absolutely nothing happens in game at the moment. So I was thinking perhaps rewards would be a really cool idea. In the Chinese and Korean versions of the game, one of which has been discontinued now, I'm not sure about the other one, but anyway, that's besides the point. You used to get rewards and diamonds for completing your Book of Monsters, and I thought that was really cool, and I was surprised they haven't done anything like that in the game. Now, adding a new monster every time you do obviously there were a bit of the monsters on the island besides the quints and the quads that are currently available, so there would be an actual song to the island. But I was thinking, as you complete the Book of Monsters for everything outside of this fire escape, you could get a new monster. Now, obviously, I'm not really sure how that would work exactly, because obviously we have new monsters coming in pretty much frequently at this point. We have our epics and our rares, but I would like to see something like that implemented. Now, obviously, that is just a sort of mechanic I'm putting out there, but what I am trying to get across is I think it would be really cool if something like this was added, because overall, I mean, there's not many ways for them to add the remaining fire elementals, and I think this is a really good way to go about it. Rather than just sitting there and letting them not be in the game, adding them back will entice people even more to Dawn of Fire, and it offers a way to reward players who have completed their Book of Monsters and got even the rarest of monsters, and I think it would be a really cool, awesome addition just to add to the game. For a feature that doesn't reward you much, the Book of Monsters is quite a big feature, and they could do something like this to reward players, and I just think it would make the game just that bit more awesome, and it'd give it that bit more of a push it needs. You might have other ideas, let me know in the comments, but that is what I think. I was also thinking something along the lines of you teleporting monsters there and then breeding them like that, but then I thought the elemental combinations perhaps wouldn't line up correctly, because you can't breed the quints necessarily, because that would mean that quads would be needed, and there'd be a whole range of quads available, and I'm not really sure that they'd want to go down that route, because that would involve 5 elements on an island, and I think that's a bit too excessive personally, and I would just like to see something implemented different. We got the new prismatic gate in Dawn of Fire recently. That was a new mechanic, and I thought that was really cool. We've not seen a new mechanic like that in a very long time. I love our natural islands. That is my favourite mechanic behind the whole game itself. The original way of breeding monsters and everything is my absolute favourite, and I love islands that base themselves around that. We did see the Wobblins as well use a mechanic where you teleport monsters into the monster eggs, and then it wakes up. We saw the same mechanic be used on Celestial Island as well, and I would really like to see a mechanic used for the remaining fire elementals, because I think it would really suck, to be honest, if they weren't added at this point, because we've seen the rest of the fire elementals, and whilst it would be cool if it just stayed in Dawn of Fire, I feel like it would have been more better for the Celestials to stay in Dawn of Fire, because it doesn't really make as much sense now to not bring the other fire elementals in game. I don't think it'd really be fair on players either, because you got to keep in mind that different players have different favourite fire elementals. I mean, some people like Bicinerus, Incisaur, Yelmo, they're their favourite fire elemental, and they've not seen them yet, and that's not really fair on them. You know what? We forgot Flumox! Oh no! We forgot Flumox! It's just come into my brain! Oh no! We've got Flumox, oh dear. Forgive me at the start. I'll edit it into the video when I'm editing it. Silly me, as if I forgot Flumox! Anyway, guys, as I said before, let me know what you think about my idea in the comments below. Which fire elementals that are remaining do you want to see added to the game? We've seen Sneasel, we have seen Tring, but obviously there is other ones out there, and it's exciting to think what other ones may come to the game. I'll see you all later anyway, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye! Hey, do you want to know how to breed all the monsters in My Singing Monsters? Look no further. Simply type in msnpokegamer.com into your browser and view all the combinations for every single monster on my website. I have included the best combinations for every monster in-game on every island and it will be updated with new ones as soon as they are released. It's really easy to use, and simply hovering over or even clicking each monster will show you the combinations for them. There's also tons more to do on my website, including putting your thoughts on my new forum page where you can set up a profile and more, and there's other pages like for wallpapers and in-game tips. Make sure to go and visit it today to improve your monster.